Hey, friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to Wrestle Juice. Today we're going to talk about wrestling trauma. Now, we're not going to get too dark about things over here. I saw this thread. It was brought to my attention over on the Twitter where this question was asked, what's your worst wrestling trauma? This person here, I Am Broken Fun, says, WWE releasing Mickie James, Kelly Kelly, Maurice Molina, Gail Kim, Michelle McCool, Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, and the Bella Twins in less than that was all one day, in less than 2 years. So the whole Divas era just got released. So I decided to go ahead and throw my answer into the pot here, and mine was this one. It was NXT 2.0. It was the day that they completely killed my beloved Black and Gold brand, which started out on the WWE Network as this really cool, felt like a little Ring of Honor, PWG, indie promotion type thing, but it was WWE's developmental. Actually started out as a game show, which was terrible, but then eventually it became the NXT that we all knew and loved. And then when Vince McMahon decided that the ratings weren't good enough to keep up with AEW, he decided to torpedo the entire thing while Triple H was out with some health issues, with his heart issues. And then they just rebranded NXT 2.0. And then and now it's fine. People like it now. It's fine. And look, plenty of people were in my replies here saying, oh, I'll die on this hill that NXT 2.0 is great. Well, I didn't like it. It was my wrestling trauma. And look, before we continue, there's a lot of people in these replies here that are bringing up actual kind of like traumatic things. Like, for example, plenty of people said the passing of Bray Wyatt, which, was a shock and it was horrible. It was an actual real world tragedy that he passed away as young as he did after bringing us so much entertainment. I'm going to stay away from that stuff. I'm going to try to keep it light. So we're going to go ahead and dive into these wrestling traumas. First up from James Phillips here. He says, Wrestling Society X. I falsely had so much hope for it. I'll be honest with you, James. We did like a watch through of it like a year or two ago over on the Smash Zone, back when it was me, Larson, and Enforcer watching stuff on Thursday nights. I kind of enjoyed Wrestling Society X. I didn't watch it when it was on at the time, but in our watch through, it was a lot of fun. It's definitely a really fun time capsule. But I guess maybe you're thinking that, the fact that it wasn't like didn't feel like a real actual wrestling promotion. It was kind of all over the map. They had special effects like explosions and shit going on, which, I don't know, the presentation wise is kind of cool. It kind of felt like a precursor to Lucha Underground. But yeah, I don't know, James. I can only imagine you turn on MTV and you're like, oh, time for some Wrestling Society X, and that's what you get. Maybe I get it. I get it. It's not for everybody. King Aries says, I was in class ready to cry when Goldberg beat The Fiend. I remember watching that. We were doing a live watch along of that and being shocked that Goldberg came in, just speared the living shit out of The Fiend and did what nobody at the time could do. And that was take that title off him. Boy, that was crap. That was one of those things where you watch it and you just know for a fact that this dude came in and was like, yeah, I'm not going to lose to this guy. I'm going to win this. And hey, you could tell me over and over again. Everybody could explain to me. Vince McMahon himself could come up to me and be like, Steve, it was my decision. I decided to do it. I don't give a shit. That smelled like Goldberg going into not business for himself, but Goldberg coming in and saying, doesn't work for me, brother. Oh, that was terrible. That was awful. Ugh. Mike Grunty here, it says, Hell in a Cell 2019, right here from Sacramento. This was a lot of people's wrestling trauma. More traumatic for me was the response that me and Larson got after we defended this fucking main event. This main event gave me more headaches than anything in wrestling. So yeah, that's a bit of my trauma, but not because of the match, because I kind of like the match. Oh no, I agree with this one. Nas says this right here, new WWE champion, The Rock. This is when The Rock beat CM Punk after all that time they spent building up CM Punk for this 434-day reign. And then Dwayne comes in, loses all the promo battles to CM Punk, and then still wins the damn thing. And then I think he even won the rematch. And they didn't even have the balls to stick CM Punk into that main event at WrestleMania against Rock and Cena, that would have been cool. But they didn't do it. Yeah, man. The sad thing about that is that, like, I think from the moment CM Punk won that title, from the moment, because he already had that title, when The Rock beat John Cena that first year at WrestleMania, you knew it was going to be like, oh yeah, Punk's going to drop that title to The Rock. That's what's going to happen. Oh God, that was terrible. Nova says Raw Underground. Listen, Nova. let me just take a second here to explain something. In retrospect, I fucking love Raw Underground. It was so weird. It was so bizarre. My only complaint about Raw Underground is they didn't make it into like a whole thing with the championship title. But Shane McMahon just running around, starting and stopping matches on a whim, his own coked up boys club with a bunch of like strippers dancing on the walls. I thought that was awesome. This shit was so weird. I think this was a pandemic era, wasn't it? They're like, we got to do something. We got to try to figure out how to do something different around here. Nah, man, I'm all about Raw Underground. I thought that was awesome. Oh, no. Nola Kid says, I read the Foley and Rock results online the previous week. Presley Dale says, Retribution. Oh, God. Man, I thought... Yeah. I was about to say that there are things that were cool about it. The cast in Retribution, like the actual like wrestlers there in Retribution, they were kind of cool. But like the whole like Antifa thing, no, doesn't belong in pro wrestling. Oof, this is a sad one. This is a harsh one. Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston in like 8 seconds or whatever it is. The reason I almost never ever watch weekly wrestling WWE is because of this fucking moment. I think a lot of people tuned out at that point, man. I think a lot of people tuned out. All for a Cain Velasquez match. Oh my God, that's horrible. Jesus. Aubrey Mode here with the AJ Lee retires from WWE. And I think a lot of people want to see her come back to WWE. But I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, she was cool. I liked her a lot. Oh no, that 1 in the 21-1. The Undertaker. I took that L. And I didn't even remember taking it because I got concussed during the match. Yeah, that was shocking. I'm not going to call it traumatic, but that was definitely shocking. Oh, God, Big E also. I forgot about that. Was also Big E. Oh, my gosh. Yeesh. Bomox here. TNA's debut, Hulk Hogan's debut in TNA Wrestling. Yes, but it gave us the meme that's going around right now, or has been going around for the past month or two, of Hulk Hogan's TNA. Oh, TNA Tron. With his fake NWO theme song. Oh, that's amazing. In retrospect, it's kind of amazing. SG says, what's your worst wrestling trauma? It's Thunderdome. Look, here's the thing. Hear me out on Thunderdome. Nothing, and I stand by nothing is as bad as Performance Center WWE. Nothing is as bad as like literally, at least this, if you sort of blur your eyes, it kind of looks like there are people there and they piped in all the crowd noise. At least it sort of mildly looked like there were people in attendance if you just sort of blur your eyes. Here's Maggie with her personal wrestling trauma as Mercedes Moné being All Elite. I didn't think she was going to go, man. I did not think she was going to go to All Elite Wrestling, but here we are. Oh, no. Amy Lou Who says, waiting to hear. So is Mania happening? Matter of fact, is SmackDown happening tomorrow? I usually know before me. Waiting to hear got front row tickets to SmackDown March 12th, 2020. No. Oh, man. Oh, God, that sucks. That is a solid wrestling trauma right there. I'll have to like that one. Oh, my God. Ouch. Oh, Austin Wrestling here has a good one. I can't show it, but it's, of course, Ciampa tossing Johnny Gargano into the Tron there at NXT. Oh, my gosh. Alyssa here says, keeping it far more lighthearted than real-life traumas and talking strictly about the programming. This. Also, most of 2019. I'm thinking of doing a video about WWE's horrific 2019. I think I might actually do that, but yeah, 21-1. Oh, wow, Austin with the kayfabe trauma. I love Seth. He's in my top 10 all time, but I'll forever hate him for this. It's been 10 years, man. It's been 10 years. You got to forgive him. You got to forgive Seth Rollins. Bubba Matt says Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania. No, that was the best. That was the most euphoric feeling ever. Oh, wow. Ayush says, as a younger lad, seeing Sting lose at WrestleMania hurt me for years. I was there live. I will say this. The match was hella fun. It was stupid. It was overbooked. It was a microcosm of the Monday Night War, and I loved it. I thought it was so cool. But yeah, Sting shouldn't have lost that match. He shouldn't have lost that match. Didn't he lose every match he had in WWE or something like that? Okay, all right. Come on now. Come on. We're going to end on this one because this is taking it too far. You know what? We're all there, damn it. We're all there. I got the same thing that's creeping up in the back of my head. Why do you think I wear these hats? Let me know your wrestling traumas in the comments below, but keep them kind of lighthearted.